Hey, Pump Town and friends, welcome back to another update. So what do we got going on here? Nice projection playing out. Not surprised. I wasn't really sure exactly where we were going to bottom. So I was mentioning that if we lost the upper quadrant of our fair value gap that I'd be aiming for consequent encroachment, but we didn't do that. So just for a visual reference, and turn our quarters on here. So the low, middle, and then the upper quadrant here. If we were to lose that, then I'd be looking for that to get long on. But we just didn't quite pop down into there. So it looks like we hit this down close candle here. Found a low, so let's go into the 15-minute. And here we are, and midnight being right here. And price dropping down. So basically the same setup as yesterday. We dropped down into the higher time frame discount array for London, created a bullish order block. This one nicer than the one yesterday. And then 8:30, little Judas there, comes up 9:30, doing kind of a lightsaber. So my position this morning was in here. And this is a benefit if you're a private student of mine, but they were privy to when I was entering, and I exited on the top of this candle here as we were riding up into the weekly fair value gap, which I don't have on here, so let's put that on. And it was this guy right here. Got to include that volume imbalance, so back to the 15-minute. And target acquired. So just because of it being non-farm, I'm not looking for home runs. I'm just looking to get a little piece. It's not my job, and it's not our jobs as traders to be looking for the exact bottom and the exact high every day. If you are a part of the move and you get a piece out of it, then great. I'll be real with you. I'm actually quite glad that I closed my final contract here, because it would have been stopped out anyway. So I'm thrilled that I was able to capitalize just off this movement here, which was good enough. So now that the daily's closed, I've collected a positive payday. I did not need to keep going, even though I could have. And we took a practice trade. I believe it was in here. Or here's somewhere in here this afternoon when we were live. Took a practice trade, basically no drawdown, 2-to-1 R, just to the point. It's like when you understand your time runs and your model, you won't be fearful of playing it. So just a rundown of today. Open, low, high, close. Beautiful, beautiful profile. Basically the exact same as yesterday. Only our opening bell was a little bit more ruthless in its sell side sweep here. But the low of the day created in London kill zone. Now, let's get into what's going to go on tomorrow. So tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday are the high alert days. Okay, one of these 3 days is going to be fan-frickin-tastic. I don't know which day. And although markets are typically scripted, there are times where manual intervention can come into play. So you would think that your model would be phenomenal and military grade and then walk on you violently just for no reason. Okay? And if you're new here, if you're new to SMC, the next 3 days can get rather squirrely. So you can decide if you want to risk it, because look, you might be at a point where you're disciplined for so long. The markets don't care. Okay, they don't care how long you've been disciplined, how much you're up, how well you've been doing. They will eat you if you let them. And it's not that they have to be this mean. It's that this is the highest probability of when you can get hurt the most is these next 3 days. So you can decide if you want to take some time off or demo or rock a different account, or just, you can decide that for yourself. I can't tell you what to do. For me personally, I'm not going to be trading my live account, my personal account, but I will likely be in a funded account. But I understand the risks. So I'm already tonight signing that contract that if price action randomly decides to gap 200 points beyond my stop loss, I'm done. So I've signed that check. And if it happens, then whatever. No big deal. So this candle, previous day range here. Let's grab our fibs, turn on the 20 to 30% retracement. And let's see if maybe the bottom's in. I don't know. Even like yesterday, it looked like the bottom could have been in off our price point there. And it wasn't. It kind of dug a little bit deeper, but not reaching that quadrant there. And then expanding higher for the day. This one here, I would like to look, if it's going to be cool and everything's good, that price point here, 21,651.50, that's going to be where I'm going to seek a bottom tomorrow. So for the news release, if I'm not mistaken, it's 8:15, right? So already so far, price action's done nil, and I'll drop in a lower time frame and show you that, but it's basically done absolutely nothing since the open, which is great. If Asia and London don't do anything, the AM session's likely going to be really spectacular. If, let's say, Asia or London, one of the two, if they start making a big dynamic range, then it's probably already going to run up into targets, and I won't be interested then. It's really that simple. So so just have that level on your chart. I'm not going to leave this on, but for tomorrow, you can have this on your chart, or just put a horizontal line on there, 21,651.50. And just do that. So this is where I'd be looking for a bottom tomorrow. So projecting the bottom and assuming, let's play devil's advocate for a second. Say we get a big giant range for our 3 retarded soldiers here. Let's say that happens and we leave a fair value gap. Then maybe Thursday does a big dip and a down close candle, and then Friday for non-farm payroll, we catch up with Bitcoin finally. So we don't even have to get into the gap there, just as long as it's created here. Maybe even Thursday we rip up into an all-time high or something weird, right? And then Friday, I don't know why it does that, and then Friday maybe get the pullback. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Now, if we keep pumping for the week, this would kind of give us I'm just hoping we keep the trend going throughout the month, and this isn't like some sort of bearish profile materializing here where nah, we hit our order block and we're gone. I'm fairly certain we're going to keep trending up in the lower time frame. So levels to have on your chart, we'll save that projected fair value gap for another time. Maybe today lands on this price point. And if it does, look, I'm telling you right now, these next 3 days are guesswork. You need to understand this. We typically do very well navigating these candlesticks on a daily basis. If price action on a closing basis is in agreement with my analysis, just call it luck. And I mean that. It's not skill. And the reason why is because it can be random these next 3 days. Random in a sense that if price decide, you've seen price drop violently, viciously, lots of times, right? If price decides that it wants to come for, let's say, this low here, it's going to do it. And I'd be completely offside, even though that's not exactly scripted. It's not random where it went, but the buy program that we're in right now, that's not part of the script. It dropping down and slapping before taking previous day high, that's not scripted. Okay, that's not how it works. If it does that, that's some butt face pushing his finger on the button. Eventually you'll be able to tell the difference between a script and manual intervention. And that's what can happen coming up. So if my analysis plays out, then great. Everything's cool. We got lucky. We were on side for it. But just be warned that these next 3 days, it can do the exact opposite. Very violently and very unforgiving. Okay? So be very safe this week. And we'll see you tomorrow. God bless you all. Thank you for joining. I'm praying for you. Peace.